Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 16th of January. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director of Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is a weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Link Administration, Reliance Worldwide, Impression Healthcare, West African Resources, LiveTiles and EOS. So if you have a request, please send it through. There is no guarantee of a mention. We do get quite a few requests every week. Please also make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter. Make sure you share this video on social media. If you do enjoy these videos, I'd love to get a review from you on Facebook or Google. And remember, our New Year's promotion ends tomorrow. So on the 17th, you've still got the opportunity to pick up the Dynamic Investor at a discounted price. And finally, any advice here, of course, is general only. So starting off with Link, LNK, as we can see over the last year, it hasn't traded very well at all. We can see just in the last few days, it started to gain a bit more momentum. So there was some resistance around that sort of $6 mark, and it's managed to sort of pop its head above that level. So for the moment, it looks like it will head higher. However, there's clearly going to be more resistance around 650. So we can see that's where it peaked at the end of May when it had that spike up, and we can see there was a previous turning point. So there'll probably be some resistance here, and it will need to consolidate. So I think if you're looking for an exit point, that would be the point for you. In terms of a buy, you really need to see it, get rid of all the selling. That's around that level. Okay, RWC, in some ways a fairly similar chart. So we've just recently pushed through some resistance. Looks like it's about to head higher. What we've got is a gap around 460. So the gap here when it fell in May. So there'll be a lot of people that once it gets back to these levels will be happy to hit the sell button again. So just need to be wary of that. I think if you're looking to buy, we need to see all that selling step in and then subside, and then once that's done, it'll be ready to head higher. Whereas trying to buy it here in terms of resistance and support, it's not a very good risk-reward ratio. Okay, IHL, we had a look at this one about 5 weeks ago. So in early December, what I'd noticed was, so we had this rally here, it retraced to the 50% level. It looked like it was making a higher low, but we just needed to see some support come in. Otherwise, it may well have fallen further. So far we could see that it's done nothing, which in some ways is good. So it seems to be some good support at 6 cents. Then in the last couple of days, it's jumped up, volume's ticked up a little bit. So it looks like it's on the move, but what it needs to do is make a higher high. So it's fine that we've got a higher low, but this level here at around 7.5 cents is going to be some resistance. So it needs to get through there until we can feel a bit more comfortable about it. West African. So at the moment, this one's not looking very good. So we had our trend reversal here in September. So this is known as an evening star, where you trend up, you get this little doji here, and then it's sold down. So trend reversal, and since then it's been making lower lows and lower highs. So even most recently, we can see that it rejected anywhere near that previous little peak. So at this rate, it should continue to a new low. So at the moment, it's on the way down, and even in the last couple of days, there's been a bit of volume on the way down. So we need to see this cycle get broken. We need to see higher lows, higher highs, whereas at the moment, what we've got here is a downtrend. LiveTiles, so we had a nice jump there at the end of December, and then it's been fairly corrective on the way down. So, if you're just staring at this little bit of price action here, it looks okay, but volume is actually increasing on the way down, which is not a good sign. And at the end of the day, all of this is still one big downtrend. So the downtrend has not been broken by this move here. So I wouldn't be rushing into it yet. Again, we need to see higher highs, higher lows. If I move out to a weekly chart, possibly back at this level, there could be some support at 20 cents. So if it does continue to fall, that will be possibly the next turning point. But at the moment, I'm not getting enough. There's not enough of an indication for me that I should be buying this thing. And finally, EOS. So this is a weekly chart over the last few years. Obviously, fantastic looking chart over the last year. I think when we looked at it in the Dynamic Investor was back in June. So we noted the breakout here. So we had this big sideways consolidation and then it finally broke out. And usually what you get is the longer something consolidates, when it does break out, I guess the longer the move, the larger the move. So nice breakout in June and it's just been kicking on ever since. Most recently, we've had sort of a 3-month consolidation here. So again, consolidating the move and then we had the breakout. So that was the buy signal. I think up here it's a bit overextended. So look, if you're holding it, I'd continue holding it. Volumes are looking good. I'd run a trailing stop, but I wouldn't be chasing it up here. You need to see it sort of settle down again, and you need to see one of these profiles develop before it becomes a buying opportunity again. Okay, that's it for this week. If you have requests, send it through. I'll try to include yours next week.